This is a guide for the Resident Evil 7 Madhouse new game 80% run on PC. Before we get started with the actual run, I'm going to go over settings, the SRT, quick firing, and then we'll jump into the run. For controls, the main thing I want to focus on here is just the button and key assignment. So attack, I bound a second option for Q here, which is nice for quick firing. Let's see. Quick turn, I unbound from X and put it on O to get it out of the way. Pause, I threw to P to get it out of the way. Confirm, I added V, so there's two adjacent keys to double spam for pulling out of inventory. I added an independent button to cancel to avoid using ADS when I'm trying to cancel out of something. And I think that's it for that part. For display, this is what I have set here. You can just copy that. Only notable thing here really is the brightness. I have almost max. I have it set to 1 tick from max. That's just a preference thing, but you can just, if you want, you can copy these settings here. For audio, this is what I have it set to. I usually play with music on because there are some nice cues that the music helps you with. And also, just in general, keep your sound at a level where you can hear it really nicely. It just helps in general with the run as well. But this is what I have for audio. If you want to save anywhere from half a second to a second, depending on which category you're running, you can change your language from English to Japanese. The other languages save time as well, but I believe Japanese saves the most. Mainly just don't use English if you want that free time save. And for graphics, we have a resolution set 1280-720. Display mode full screen, field of vision 80 because that's like console and that's where I came from, so it just feels nice. Frame rate variable, it'll be swapped throughout the run, occasionally to 60, mostly just to 30, and it's temporary. You'll switch to it for a minute and then you'll swap right back to variable. VSync off, rendering method normal, resolution scaling 1. All these are pretty much as low as I could get them. Except for shadow quality, I like high for lineups, and shadow cache I like to keep on. Everything else is off and low, pretty much though. Now to cap your FPS, you can right click and go to NVIDIA control panel if you have it as an option. Go to manage 3D settings, go down to max frame rate, drop down and switch it from off to on and then set it to 350 and then OK it. The reason you do this is because in the old house, I believe if your frame rate's too high, then the game can soft lock on you, so this just prevents that from happening. For quickfire, what you're basically doing is resetting the fire capability of the gun by ADSing back and forth. So if you fire normally, it's about as fast as you can fire. But if you're ADSing back and forth, you can see how you can fire a lot faster. I don't do it very cleanly, but if you do a nice clean rotation, you can fire incredibly fast. Something else that's going to be used frequently throughout the run is using block to interrupt your animations on reloads. So if you shoot your shotgun here, as soon as you see it pop up, you can just hit spacebar or tap it really fast to interrupt it like so. Otherwise, it's going to take a bit longer to finish reloading. It's kind of a long animation. Now to get the SRT host up and running, what you're going to want to do is join the RE7 Discord. You need a link to it. Go to the RE7 page on speedrun.com, click on resources, and right here under tools, you'll get the Discord invite link. Once you have that, go into Discord, RE7, and go into the SRT support channel, click on pinned messages, and this right here will get you up and running. Once you have all of that set up, go to SRT host, scroll down to RE7, click start SRT. The top bar is your character's health. The second line here is your DA rank. You start off at 8 and very quickly get to 9, so you can ignore that for Madhouse. And you have your enemy health bars. The only thing you really need to look out for here is the actual boss's health. And I currently have a save file loaded for Marge 2, and her health is 15,000, so you just pay attention to this one. The reason there are multiples is, one, there can be multiple enemies on the screen, and also these bars jump around. Sometimes Marge's health will be 4, sometimes 1, 3, etc. So you have multiples to look at, but again, once you know the boss's health, you know exactly which one to pay attention to. Now let's go ahead and get started with the run. I'll skip ahead to where we get control of Ethan. Now you don't actually get control of Ethan to move him until he's completely out of the car and stationary again, so you don't have to press anything until about right now.
This is the place.
Not really much to say at this part, except I will say that the way sprint works in this game, it's kind of a toggle, but not really, because if you're walking forward and hit shift, which is what sprint's bound to, Ethan will start sprinting, but if you let go of shift, he's going to keep sprinting, and if you re-tap shift again, he'll still continue sprinting. So it's one of those things where if you're taking a lot of turns and you're going to bump into walls or something like that, then just go ahead and probably keep shift down. But there are a lot of stretches in this run where you can also let it go to give your pinky a break. You just want to kind of crouch under and then spam shift here to make Ethan stand back up and start sprinting again. Yeah, the beginning of this run is really just try and move relatively well. Try not to bump into too many things. So coming up here is our first retry. Okay, I want to explain how to how I line this up. This is how I line this retry up. As I'm walking in, I look as far down as I can and line the bottom of my screen up with these boards right there. You can see with my mouse just around that area. You might can do it a bit sooner, but that's the lineup that I use. And you just hit retry. And what this does is it sort of lifts the dramatic slow effect off of Ethan, so he actually moves faster. And then we're just going to go straight into this room here. Try and take a decent line here. Just crouch when you get kind of close and start spamming F. And now here, you can just sort of stay crouched and do that if you want. Alternatively, you can try and sprint just after the pull and start spamming F to open the door, and then you're gonna have to re-crouch again. You can also change your FPS to 30 whenever you're crouching under things like that.
Damn it.
And you sort of clip through it faster. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to that sort of thing though. So that was our first retry a minute ago, and now we're gonna have our first mini skip. Normally this body pops up out of the water and slows you down. What you want to do is just kind of stay to the right here. As soon as you start going under this next part here, turn your mouse as far right as you can and sort of keep that same angle while moving forward. So what I do is turn as far as I can and keep it there, and then I hold up and left at the same time, and then I start hitting sprint around here. Is when you're in water like that, or when you're crouched, sprint doesn't really do anything. We go here, we grab this. Okay, this is our first interaction. So basically what you're going to want to do here, after you grab this and you turn, you're going to want to have as flush an interaction as you can, and this carries through the entire game. There's a lot of interactions like this. So basically, if you were about right here, whenever you interacted and used the bolt cutters, there's going to be very little correction that's going to happen from the game to put Ethan in position. But if you interacted, say, from here, the game's going to slowly pull you in and get you in the right position, so therefore you're going to waste time. So we come over here, we grab this, and we get about right here-ish, and then basically just do F and down right into the use for the bolt cutters. Yeah, that same idea is going to carry through for a lot of parts in this run.
Ethan?
Are you alright?
It's one of those things that don't necessarily want to load a save file for to practice a bunch, but just kind of try out a little bit different positioning each time you do a run, and over time it'll get better and better, more efficient.
What the hell's going on?
Daddy's coming. We need to go.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead here. All I'll say for this part is just, you know, stay close to Mia and enjoy the pain and suffering of having to wait every run.
Where are you taking me?
Okay, so once you get here, you just want to kind of get around this column.
Another door here. I'm sure of it.
What I do is I have an ASUS logo at the bottom of my monitor. I sort of split it in half with the left side of the column, and then I turn my screen until my left side is sort of hitting that brick at the bottom left of my screen. It doesn't have to be this precise, this is just what I do.
There's another door here. I'm sure of it.
If you have your music on, you'll hear a little sound cue here to know when you're about to have to flip your character and run. Basically like 2 piano keystrokes and then like a sort of high-pitched squeal into another high-pitched squeal. They're really soft though. So here, just kind of go about halfway into the door frame and then flip around. And just hold forward here to get to Mia. But yeah, you'll hear the 2 keystrokes and then it's a really soft high-pitched squeal, and it'll change into a second one. And right about when that one starts is when she's gonna scream down in the basement. A lot of these are really small things, but it's easier to react to something when you know about when it's gonna come versus just waiting to hear the sound of her scream. Here, just run straight to her when she falls back here. Just speed it up a little bit.
Mia? Wait! Wait!
Okay, this is one of the parts that's important for the field of view that I choose to use, which is 80. And I keep half my blood on the screen as well. I do both of those things for this lineup and some other lineups as well.
I can hear her.
But I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second.
Clawing her way back inside of me. Get out! Leave me alone!
But since this is Madhouse, there are 2 heals in this restroom here.
I deserve this.
We're gonna run and snag those. A lot of people pop both of them immediately.
Where are you, Mia?
I only pop one so I can keep the blood on the screen, so do that, pop a heal. And this is about where I line this up. So this blood stain right here is what I use to line up, and I'm going to use a spot on the wall on the left side, and I'm just gonna kind of sit in the general spot that I want, and if she doesn't happen to get up like I want, I kind of shift forward or backward depending on my position. So we're gonna line this up about right here. You see that spot on the wall? I kind of kept the blood stain inside. Alright, spam F for the axe. This is how I choose to fight her. I don't do any crouch attacks or whatever. Alright, watch your health at the top. And then start blocking. The way I do it, ideally it's a 2 cycle, but a lot of times I get 3. You basically hit her a few times and then start backing up a little bit when you know she's about to swing to avoid her damage, and then you just rinse repeat until she's dead. You can go ahead and heal here. Okay, line up the bottom of your screen here with the shadow. You can actually be a little bit ahead, maybe about here-ish, and it's fine. Just to show you, if I go a little bit past it, it should still ring. So there-ish, you can just line it up with the shadow to be safe.
You really shouldn't have come here.
Who's this? And what the fuck is going on?
My name's Zoe. There should be a way out through the attic.
Attic.
Go there. Now.
Okay, just run back through here and snag the axe. And then here's our another retry. I'm basically going to look down again and line the bottom of my screen up with about the maybe a quarter of the way up on this board is where I'm gonna go ahead and hit pause for the retry, about right there, you see. And to know you actually got the position right when you're pausing, you just make sure and look at the top left of your screen and verify that there's a load icon happening. It's pretty fast, especially on PC. So just keep an eye out for it. You'll get used to seeing it in your peripheral at some point. But yeah, just make sure that triggers, hit retry. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, there's only 2 retries in Madhouse. Or 3 actually, 1 on the boat. But when you do a retry, make sure you're spamming F after the retry, because you're gonna get a prompt at the bottom right that says continue with F. IGT starts to tick once that screen is up and F is showing, so you want to go ahead and skip that as fast as you can, or else you're going to be wasting time. Yeah, this is another retry to make Ethan move a bit faster. Now here's another flush interaction you want to go for. And spam after this. You can kind of shift Ethan a little bit to get in position to pick that up optimally. Now for this insert here, the key combination is FAF. So we're gonna go over here, and it's, you sort of go out a little extra wide. You don't want to be too close, because if you're right up on it, it kind of, sometimes you don't get the proper, like say you're up, see how I'm really close to it and I'm looking up, I don't have any prompt to actually insert anything. I'm pressing F right now, but if I look down, it's a little finicky from that position. So you can go a little bit extra wide. You don't have to go too far in or anything. You can see about when it pops up. So you can get like close to it, go a little extra wide, and as soon as you see the pop up, do F, A, F, and then run back this way.
Ethan, it's okay. It's okay.
And how we're getting control of Ethan again. I'm going to be skipping a lot of these cutscenes and stuff just to make this a little bit better to view. Let's go straight up to this button, hit F. Okay, let's show an optimal fight for Mia 2, which is what I'd go for in a normal speedrun. So aggro her, get off the ladder, line up about here, come around, left, fight to middle, crouch, strong attack, strong attack. There you go. Now let's show an axe fight, but without using the optimal opener. I'm just going to be a little peachy here. So aggro her. And I'm going to get her to saw this beam in half so it distracts her. Okay, let's get about right here. She'll saw it. Now we can crouch down behind her. And kind of get behind her, but a little bit to her left side if you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you see I'm kind of a little to the left here. And there you go. Now if you're not comfortable using the axe on Mia 2, I totally get it. You can come in here and use the gun instead. So grab the gun there, you get a little extra ammo, you get a heal, and you'll grab ammo on this table. I'm gonna grab it all before the fight. There's a heal behind the door here. There's ammo here. And there's some on this TV here. Okay. Okay, so for the gunfight, just aggro her and put a little distance between you and her. You can use these beams here, and you can use the doors both to sort of keep her occupied. So this first attack, kind of bait it, and then just really sort of take your time with these shots. I'm probably going to miss some of them, but just try and hit her in the face as best you can. Don't be too far away, but also don't be too close. Just kind of in this a sweet spot here. If you want to reload, you can kind of go in fast, bait an attack from her, and then run away while you're reloading as well. Now we're going to close this door just to show how it helps here, just to slow her down, and you get a few free shots where she's barely moving her head. See, like 1, 2, 3. See? It's really nice. Or bait her attack while you're reloading again. Just really take your time here. If she sprints toward you, don't panic. Just pop her in her dumb face. And if she does happen to make contact with you, you can actually just block the attack too to prevent some damage. After you kill Mia, you just want to kind of run around, and after a little bit, Jack's gonna enter and finish you off. Just make sure you're moving the whole time, just to do this the quickest. Okay, so open left door, spam to open this door. Sort of stick to the right. About the picture, we're going to swap frame rate to 30, hug the right, grab the key, go to variable pretty quickly after.
Before dinner was done.
Insert here. Crouch, block, block, haul ass. Close this door as you go in just to be safe. Open this door. You can sort of crouch, insert, flip. That way if he ever teleports to you, you're covered there. Okay, so open left door. Spam open on that door for later. Hug right side. I'm gonna try it without frame swap this time. Grab the key.
Dinner was done.
Trigger here with the insert. Crouch, block. Just gonna sneak past him and keep blocking. He committed a third swing there, which is really good. Now close this door as you go in. We're gonna have to crouch insert here. So crouch, insert, flip. Okay, now turn away from him at that point. He's gonna grab you. Just run straight over here and spam F to grab these two and then drop down. Okay, open left door. Spam open on this door. Hug the right side. I'm not gonna frame swap this time. Grab the key. Trigger here. Okay. Now block that just to be safe. Okay, he committed another attack, so we should be free here. Close this just in case. I'm gonna just insert without the crouch this time.
You're part of the family now.
And if you make it here early, you can actually do all this beforehand. Okay, open left door this way. Spam open on that door. And on the right side. I'm not gonna frame swap here. He hasn't grabbed me once. I've done this like 15 times. I hit this trigger point. Just gonna wait a second. Try and bait this. Run here.
Hello there.
Alright, let's bait him about here. Close that door. Crouch insert. Flip. Can I turn away after you've looked at him for a second? Now run straight over here and spam F to get both of these items for the drop.
All right. Have fun in there, boy.
And at this point we're just going to continue. So I've shown plenty of examples already. Jack Holloway is one hell of a hump in this run. Okay, here I just sort of look down a little bit and spam shift for the sprint. Tag this door, and as soon as you hear the phone call, you can flip back around. After the call with Zoe's done, grab this gunpowder, spam for this herb, open this door, hit the left part of this wall, and then wrap back around. That's how you trigger the cop. Pull this down, tap F a couple times to grab it. Run over here. I don't like to mess with the right door yet. And aggro the cop. Okay, as soon as you get control of Ethan, swipe this box, spam F to get the 5 bullets. Come over here, cut the tape. Spam F again for the button. And just run into the cop.
Hey, we gotta get the fuck
Now,
out of
if
here.
Jack starts swinging as you're coming back towards the car, go left. If he doesn't start swinging, go right.
Tell me. Answer my questions.
You're not gonna believe me if I told you.
And your insert for the key
Hey,
is normally going to be down, right. You're at the default position. So run just to the right here, and then left. Grab the gun, grab this lockpick. He's not swinging, so we're gonna go this way. Go down, right. Try and get this fast. Alright, get to the car and get in. You can try and exit pretty much immediately in this situation. It's not gonna let us. Okay, so while he's doing that, you can delete your key, use the herb, combine these, and then we'll mess with the rest of it in a second. Okay, as soon as Jack looks towards you is when I start firing, and you'll do 7 shots. You don't have to quick fire anything. As he's driving away, you're going to want that 7th shot to be timed relatively well. You don't want it to happen too early. So let's try this. When he looks at us, we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So see how I let him drive a little bit away? Kind of hesitated that final shot ever so slightly. Okay, so we're going to move this here, swap that, move this here, coin here, and keep our cursor here. So that's how I like to have my inventory.
Now look what you've done.
As soon as he gets to motherfucker, that's about when I try and swipe him there. Yeah. I'll show the inventory one more time. It works out really nicely later if you position it like this. It also depends on what you do and don't pick up in your particular run, but with what I pick up, it's really good. Then get to the ladder.
Do I have your attention, boy? You're about to see some wonderful. Oh, fuck!
Okay, turn left here just a little bit, pick up this coin. Now when you go here, you're gonna want to kind of be in the middle-ish, I guess, is probably the best point. So yeah, just run down the middle, and as soon as you can, interact with this and flip it. You see how sensitive it is, so just flip it like so. Let's do it a few times just to show you. But basically, as soon as you see that F pop up is when you want to hit it, and as that's happening, you hit F on the shelf to pull it out. So you're letting some of that animation take place while you're moving the shelf, and then make sure to actually pick up the ox statue out there. Okay, then we're gonna run this way. Okay, now this interaction, I want to show you something with the momentum. You want to basically let go of W just before you get near the hitbox for something like this. Otherwise, if you're holding W when you go to insert it, your cursor's going to shoot up to the top row. So you want to get familiar with where the hitbox pops up, and then let go of W as you're coming in, so you're able to do the insert cleanly. This takes just a second to open up. Once they split apart is about when you can open up. But while that animation's happening, you have time to pull up your inventory and swap to the coin. Okay, so we come in here, tag this cabinet to start opening it, then tag this drawer, get the coin, get the gunpowder. Over here for the insert, use these coins for the scorpion key cage. Move your cursor down to your bullets, move about over here, and the key should be active. So this is what triggers Jack to come in once you pick this key up. It takes a few seconds to activate after you've inserted the last coin, so that gives you the time to move your cursor and shift over this way. The reason you want to shift a little bit is because you're trying to make it to these stairs right here and go up to about the top right. So once we pick this up, be careful when you're spamming here. This is applicable to a couple of, maybe a few areas in the game. If you're spamming too much and you say you're spamming F to pick up the key and you're still spamming F and you come out, you're turning this way, still spamming F, your inventory is going to pop up like you want to insert something. Your cursor resets to the center. You're still holding left and your cursor goes right off the screen. And the next thing you know, you're clicking off the game and it just causes a lot of trouble. It's really frustrating. It's just something you got to get familiar with. I still mess it up though. So just be careful when spamming F after the fact, or in a couple other spots in the game as well. I haven't really explained this. We have done it already before with Jack Hallway, but for the frame rate, there's a lot of times you're going to want to go 30 FPS, and what that does is it allows you to squeeze past enemies and push them out of the way really efficiently. 60 does about the same, but it's just not as good, and then variable, it makes it really difficult. So variable is great for fighting and whatnot, especially with melee weapons. Really high frame rate means more damage because you're gonna sort of clip through their hitbox and hit them multiple times if you do it right. So this is mostly where you're going to keep your frame rate. It's just you're going to swap occasionally between these two temporarily and then go right back to variable as soon as you can. That's a little explanation on that. So yeah, out of bounds. So we've moved over here. We've moved our cursor right here for the ammo. As soon as we pick this up, Jack aggro's. So we beeline up the stairs. Like I said, go to about the top right-ish. Shoot him in the right leg when he goes up just a little bit. As soon as you bump into him, you can go 30 just to squeeze past really quickly. Go, and as soon as you're past, just go back to variable. Now for this lineup here, there's a little nick on the railing. You'll see it when I get closer. I'm gonna line up my reticle just above that, basically. So see about right there. You see the little nick in the railing there below it. Okay, so for the out of bounds, there's kind of a general route you wanna, or a general path you wanna take. If you deviate from it too much, you're going to load in other sort of assets and walls and whatnot, and it's going to prevent the skip from being possible. So just take this sort of general path here. You can go a little bit tighter than I'm going. I'm just trying to be safe. And about here, and then you just sort of want to beeline for this corner right here. And you're going to have to swap to 60 FPS for this drop. So once you get about here-ish, it's fine. Graphics, frame rate down to 60. And you can do this all in one fluid motion, but go about here-ish, line up roughly in the center with this wall, and just move forward and drop and get ready to pause. And then go options, graphics, back to variable. You have a little leeway here. You can see my screen went black. It's a little scary right there, but you don't want to pause too early and you don't want to pause too late. If you pause too late, you fall through. If you pause too early, you're going to get stuck. So you have this like little window here sort of to do the pause. If you mess that up and you get stuck, or actually if you get stuck or fall through, it's going to teleport you back to the origin point of where the out of bounds was. When you drop in here, you're going to want to tag this cabinet, grab this key card, grab the gunpowder, and grab those bullets. The gunpowder was right there next to the cabinet. So yeah, order of pickup, key card, gunpowder, enhanced ammo. And you can see how our inventory is unfolding right now. That's where the key card went. That's the enhanced, and the gunpowder stacked. And we have our cursor here. And when you come up here, tag this door on your way through, grab these shotgun shells, and come back through. There's 5 bullets here on this little table. Tag the red one, tag the last one. Now for this, I look down as far as I can, and I line up the bottom of my screen with the corner of this tarp right here, and that's about where I swing. And as I'm swinging, I'm spamming F to pick up whatever drops. So about like that. Now tag this. This takes, you can see how long this takes to activate, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, right? So when you tag this, go ahead and use your time to make your ammo. So if you do this efficiently, you can FF, left F, it puts your cursor up one, then you go down, FF, left F, put your cursor up again, and then you go up one, and that's where you want your cursor for when you pick up this key. You can see how it pops in right there. So that's that part. And then here, hug the right. As soon as you're about to bump into him, go back to 30 because you gotta slip past. He hits us, which happens a lot. That's why we have the heal. Yeah, every time you slip past, pretty much immediately want to go back to variable. Here, go in a little bit, shoot the can, or the barrel, go to 30 here, take about this path here, grab this, grab that. Spamming pickups for at 30 FPS is a really big pain sometimes. I feel like you have to spam extra because of dropped inputs. But once you're past that part, you can go ahead and go back to variable in this general area. I go a little earlier than some, but... Okay, so this door up here, we're going to insert our key, which our cursor is already on. So you can spam F after letting go of W, which it's on the top row. It technically doesn't matter, but still, it's always a good habit to let go of W most of the time. So yeah, we're going to spam the key, and then while we're waiting for the door to unlock, we're going to make the enhanced ammo through the menu. So let's try that now. Insert the key, tab over, like that, open this door. The key combination here is tab, E, down, right, or right down, either one, and just go to make it here. You can do it through here as well. but that's how I choose to do it. Just tab E and go down. Okay, so now I'm going to use our bullet here to pop this and swap back to enhance, pick up the strong chem fluid and the ammo, and we're going to use our heal. Now you can see what's happening with our inventory here. Our heal is right here, and since we used it, we have to get it out of the way anyway because we need the space. But also this positions the dog head that we're going to pick up here to be on this final column, which is really nice to have all three of them stack here. So that's where that dog head's going to go. That's why we heal when we do there. Sometimes things are going to happen though where your heal is going to have to be used earlier because you're going to go critical because the game just screws you over. Now for Jack 2, let's just sort of explain it as we do it. First thing you want to do is when you land and you're about to stand up, hold sprint, A and W, and then move to your left to the shelf. Okay, as soon as I get in this corner, I'm going to try and flip around and start shooting Jack in the face 4 times. You do it fast enough, he's going to stagger in a really optimal position. About there. So you can see he's right in front of this fencing here. And that means when he stands back up, he's going to immediately start pulling it off, which is ideal and efficient. So that'll unlock the chainsaws. So what you can do here is when you stagger him, get in position here, change your graphics to your frame rate to 30 here, and start shooting him 6 times. So you can see on our SRT that we got him to, he's at 4,500 health, that's his max HP. So that's how you know which one to look for Jack. But we got him to 2,700, which is ideal in this, with this strategy. So now what we want to do is we have a little bit of time to kill while he's opening this up. So we can mess around with our inventory a little bit. So you can sort of shift stuff around if you want to. So grab this saw. Now keep in mind we had 3 items on our top row in our quick slots. So that means our chainsaw is going to default to number 4, which is important because when we're done shooting him here, we're going to want to spam the number that we need to swap to the chainsaw. So it can be either 3 or 4 in this situation. So we got to make a note in our head that it's 4. So what you want to do here is sort of line up relatively flush with him, just in front of him. And once your chainsaw is active, you're going to start spamming 2 to go back to your gun. And we're going to time out a crouch, which when he rears back to his left and he's just about to swing, like right when he's coming forward, you don't want to do it exactly when he's pulled back, but just a little bit after, I find is the best point to go ahead and crouch. And then you pretty much want to crouch and bounce right back up, shoot him 4 times in the face for the stagger, and then we're going to swap to our chainsaw and finish him off. So let's see how this plays out. So let this thing start. Spam 2, crouch about there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, spam 4. Saw him about so. And he's dead. Okay, so as we leave here, you want to sort of open up mainly this door here, like so, but this one just kind of is a collateral open, I guess. So open this, that way when you come back through later, you can just sort of wrap around like so. Yes, leave here, open that. I go ahead and shoot off my 4 bullets, and then I reload. Open this cabinet, get these shotgun shells. Run through here. Now this 4-legged molded is going to spawn back in and chase you, but he's not an issue. Just efficiently run through here and he won't be a problem. And interact here. Now this molded a lot of times can get caught behind the door and he's a non-issue, but sometimes he'll get in your way. Like there, the door just pushed him back. Come up through here. You can go ahead and swap to your enhanced here since you have an extra bullet. Now watch what we're going to do here. So we spam F here. So get this. And as soon as we grab that, we can go ahead and shoot off the bullet and reload like so. and then go back to our regular ammo, and then swap to your knife. Go up to the rec room here, and we'll be able to spam for the insert for the key. So once you insert here with the scorpion key, go up to this pendulum, and then open this. Grab this. Grab this. Close this door on the way through. Grab this dog head. You can see what it looks like now. And then we just drop here. Open this door. You can see where this hitbox pops up, watch, about right there-ish. So when you come in, you can just sort of flick right that, like that, and then put that in. Move your cursor down one, move over to about, you can go to about the middle where this F is, but maybe just before. You can see where the hitbox pops up there. See, we're just to the right of it. So you basically just shift over as much as you can there. While this is activating, grab the head and then go. But you have a little bit of time there to line up and also move your cursor if needed. And we run back here. Now when you get up to this door, sort of let go of W, and then what I do is I let go of the mouse as well after I'm already lined up, and then I'm spamming F after I let go of W, and then I do F up on with my right hand and then F again, so it's just like F up F, like so, and then move your cursor back down to the middle. A lot of times with door interactions like this, it's better to stay a little bit further away from the door. A lot of times they'll open up faster if you do that versus if you're right up next to it and spamming. So once you leave here, wrap around to the right, you first want to grab the repair kit and then grab the solid fuel. And then you want to open up your inventory. I usually use two hands for this, so I take my hand off my mouse, F, F, left, F to combine, and then I go left, left to the knife, and then I go E to the other menu, and then I go down, right, right, and make the flame rounds, and then cancel out with my mouse button. And then we go here to the trailer. Now what I do here is I look straight down and I line up this part of the wall, this edge, with the bottom of my screen. I flip around just to come out of the trailer just a touch, and then I flip right back in and then grab the grenade launcher into the phone call. So let's try that. So we're looking down. Oh, the door closed. Okay, so let's try this. Go backwards, pick it up, and then answer the phone call. After the call ends with Zoe, come to this chest, spam F through until the knife goes in, move down to the scorpion key, and then cancel out. Now we have our cursor in the right spot for later. Come here, flick left a little bit, grab the 5 ammo there. Now this shot coming up for the nest is really forgiving, but the basic thing you want to focus on is not getting the blast radius blocked by any object. So shooting more to the right is usually best. So kind of come out wide and shoot about right there-ish. It's just in that general area. Sort of like ADS here and pick up. I did it kind of early and really sloppily, so that wasn't right. I'm not very good at it, but it's just a minor optimization you can go for. You basically want to have it all happening at the exact moment you're able to pick up. So you're doing it all together, not wasting any time, but saving time. Pull back a little bit here. Shoot that. I open this cabinet, and there's a solid fuel in here. Just kind of keep spamming F as you're moving past to pick it up efficiently. Now here, kind of go to the right, open up the store individually, open up this garbage can. You get a heal, which is perfect. You either get a heal or ammo there typically. Grab this backpack and just keep going. Now pick up this, this, and this. Open this door and spam F since our cursor's in the right spot. I sort of move roughly 9 to 10 o'clock with the hour hand-ish with my mouse. And then if it's off like this, you can just tilt with A, or if it's off like this, you can tilt with D, back and forth. But you can cancel out the shadow puzzles. If you never actually insert them, you can just practice indefinitely like this. just seeing if your shadows lined up pretty well. See how he went too far there? We can just correct it with A and D. But yeah, around 9 to 10-ish is about where it seems. And you can actually tilt your mouse up and down for this movement as well if you need to do some correction. But yeah, it's about there-ish. And I'm gonna fast forward this part, moving through this area here. Okay, once we get to the end here, exit out just a little bit and then flip around and do like a 180 and grab this solid fuel right here. Be careful not to spam too much, because if you turn this way, there's a coin here you don't want to grab. So yeah, as you exit, just flip around, grab that, and go. Now shoot this box on the way in, like so. And then just to show you quick falls here, if you drop down just sort of flush with something, it's going to do the normal speed. But if you sort of run parallel to the place you're going to drop and slowly turn Ethan into it like so, you'll get a quick drop, if you could see the difference there. That's just some minor optimization that's always good to go for, because if you mess it up, you're not losing any time, you're just giving yourself a chance to save time. Let's try the ADS thing here. Kind of sloppy, but you'll probably be better at than I am. And careful with like not reloading here or anything yet. In this instance it wouldn't affect anything because we have our ammo in our gun and we have the surplus here already, so it's going to stack if we pick up any more. But in the instance that you didn't have that and you reloaded early, it could push the crank to spawn or to be here in your inventory instead, and your cursor would no longer be in the right spot. So there's reasons why we specifically hold out reloading and stuff in this run. But yeah, anyway, so pick up this ammo on your way back out and then try and get flush with this interaction. And the key combination here is tab EF and then cancel, or tab again. So as soon as this is done and you're able to control Ethan again, tab EF and then tab to cancel out again, just to go ahead and get that out of the way. And reload this to enhanced, like so. Open up this drawer for the solid fuel. Okay, so you can actually get the solid fuel later in the Marge 2 fight. It's probably a touch more optimal to do it that way. I like to get it early here so I have options in the Marge 2 fight to maybe go get an extra gunpowder or just sort out my inventory, just give me a bit of extra time. But yeah, if you want to be really optimal, maybe skip that and wait, but I go ahead and grab it there. Okay, so make sure you have your grenade launcher ready. We're gonna go here and get the separating agent, and we're gonna turn around and shoot this cabinet. Try and spam F on it if we get close enough. Close this door behind us, and then go for the insert as quick as possible. I hope the bees don't screw you over. And they do. Pick up the flame round while you're blocking, and then try to insert again. And then move your cursor down to the first empty slot, like so. And then we're gonna move in. The reason you do that there, pick up this gunpowder, pick up this key. The reason you do that there though is you have a few seconds until the bridge is actually active. So just use that time wisely and go ahead and get your cursor in position early for the crow key. Grab the red, or the strong chem fluid there. Okay, make sure you have your enhanced loaded. You can swap weapons while you're running. You'll notice I do that a ton just to verify if everything loaded up right. And make sure you have enhanced loaded up and then swap to your grenade launcher.
I told you to stay out of here!
Okay, so the order here for shots is going to be flame round, 1 enhanced shot from pistol, 2 shotgun shells, and then back to enhanced round for the finish. And try and hit her center mass here for the most part so you don't stagger her early. And then shoot her hand there. There's no reason to panic there, you have plenty of time to get all those shots off. If you hit her though, if you hit her in the face with like the flame round for example, you're gonna stagger her early and it makes it really awkward, so. Okay, you should have your cursor already in position. You can go ahead and make your flame rounds while you're waiting here. Let me move in here for this interaction. You have a little bit of time here. So while this is happening, you can tab, go up here, spam F to combine that, and then do it one more time. And then you can sort of shimmy in position here if you want to be optimal. So you're like getting closer to the phone but pulling away from this. Because this takes a little bit of time to activate. You have to interact with this to get the phone to work. So we'll go ahead and skip this call. I sort of line up about here-ish. You can see this part of the break in the board, for instance, just right under that. It doesn't have to be too specific. And you just wait there for a couple of seconds, and then this part of the boards are going to go missing. And then you shimmy over this way. And I line up this part of the board here, this little point. I line up that with the right side of this board here, approximately. You can use your non-ADS reticle to sort of line that up. About there-ish. It's all lined up nice. And then I move forward. I don't sprint. I just kind of shift forward a little bit. And then I turn towards center before the drop and just sort of tap off like so. Obviously you'd want to do that in a more fluid motion. But then get everything reloaded.
Fuck. Well, that's special.
Okay, for the Marge 2 fight, I'm going to try and explain the RNG manip a little bit. Basically, the more heals you have, the more shotgun shells, the more regular ammo, what your actual health currently is, things like that are going to affect what the boxes are more likely to give you. So right now, with 2 heals on us and our health is relatively high, more than likely the drops from here are going to be shotgun shells and or regular ammo, which is really ideal in this situation. Now the thing is, with the route I do, I get an early, or I save the gunpowder from the main house by Jack 2, and I use it later. So I don't actually get this gunpowder here on this table, but if you have room for it, I mean, feel free to grab it, but I choose not to. So anyway, we have 2 heals, so that's good. Let's see what the game decides to give us. So go in here and shoot these, and we get 1 of each, which is really great. We basically got 5 shotgun shells, and we got 16 regular ammo there. And then make sure you reload to your enhanced here. So you have your shells reloaded, you have your flames reloaded, and you have your enhanced ready to go. And then this is another quick drop opportunity, so run parallel and then slowly veer into it like so for the quick drop. Now for the Marge 2 fight, let me explain. You can sort of stop your character's forward momentum cleanly and without interruption if you go straight into a strafe. So we're holding W, then we hit D without interruption, and then we can immediately back up. If you let go of W and then hit D, you can see how we go like a full stop there, because there's a break between W and D. But if you do D and then you let go of W and then go backwards immediately, you can do this sort of quick stop back motion, which is really great for this opener here. So roughly the top of the stairs is where we're going to do this, like so. We're going to shoot her, flame, shotgun, and then we're going to do pistol shots. And then reload our pistol, reload our flame round, swap to our pistol, and if you do this efficiently, you might actually be fast enough to beat her to spawning, but more than likely if you're reloading your pistol and your flame round, which you need to do, she's going to already be spawned. So I look down, and then as soon as I'm ready to go, I pop her in the face, swap to my shotgun, spam reload, pick up that ammo, shoot her in the crotch twice, then shoot just beside her there. That'll both hit her and clear off the spiders here. Reload as you're opening that, shoot her in the crotch, and I'm going to try and shoot her again. I don't want to do too much damage, and then reload your shotgun again. And then you can go ahead and make your flame rounds here. You can see about where we're standing here. We're backed up all the way and roughly in the center of the room. Okay, so let me explain the health thresholds here. Whenever you do the opener like I just did, you want to get her health as close to 7,200 as you can. But if you go any lower than that, she's pretty much going to teleport or spawn in a different spot. But if you keep it 7,200 plus, at this point, you're going to dictate that she spawns above you. So we get in this spot just backed up as far as we can, and we look down a little bit, and there's going to be like a puke stain here that pops up to signify that she's already up here. So our rotation now is shotgun, shotgun, flame, spam reload, go back to shotgun. Now hit her in the crotch, and then the face, and then flame again, reload flame, bait her attack, pull back, reload shotgun. Don't get too close to her here, you're gonna mess up the spawn. Okay, shooter, shooter, flame, reload again. Boom, and then she's dead. And I'm gonna reload to regular ammo. So this is why I pick up the other solid fuel in the old house. Otherwise you'd have to come up here, open up this cabinet and grab it there. And what I choose to do is get it early so that way I can just go straight up like this.
Just fucking stay dead, okay?
And we go through here, grab this, grab this. If my ammo's bad, I'll drop down here. Otherwise, I'd probably stay up top and just go to her to not lose time. But if for whatever reason you want extra ammo, you can actually come up here, grab this, shoot this box if it's something you actually want to pick up. You can see it from a distance. Go ahead and pick that up. Open this door, and you're right next to her here. Okay, so that fight's done. Now we want to combine separating agent with the heal to get the strong chem fluid. Want to combine the gunpowder with the ammo there. Go to our other screen here, make the flame rounds. And then the sort of ideal setup here would be something like this. I'm going completely overboard with this, but just as an example. Actually, this ammo's gonna kind of be a problem. We'll just keep it like this though. This is the general idea though. Just having items that are gonna stay there. So 2 heals, they're not gonna really move. Shotgun shells, we have 1 extra once we reload. Enhanced ammo, that might go in our gun actually. I think we only have 8 total, so that'll probably reload and disappear. Basically just sort of shift everything up left and bottom right kind of, and keep this bottom left open a bit, and then keep your cursor here on the lantern for when you're leaving this fight. This is way overkill at this point. Mostly just make sure your cursor's on this and have everything combined, like do the separating agent on the strong heal and combine any gunpowders with any regular ammo, and yeah, and keep your cursor on that. That's the main thing, but everything else is sort of extra because you're gonna have some time to kill, but you're not gonna be able to do all of that. So come out here, reload as you're running. And if we reload our enhanced, actually, that'll take up 1 less slot, so we'll have 8 now. Go back to this. You do have enough room here to have extra regular ammo, extra enhance, and extra heals. It's just any percent. Okay, with our cursor already on the lantern, we can spam F here using our momentum. And then we want to go cursor 3rd empty slot, so 1, 2, 3, like so. Because the next pickups are lockpick, into arm, into snake key, which is where we want our cursor on the snake key. So 3rd empty slot works out perfect. Grab that lockpick there up on the ceiling. This is a neat little trick here. If you tab just before this ball here, let's see if we can do it like so, you can actually use this time to do some menuing. If you need to fix something, you just have a few seconds to kill. Optimally, you won't want to do that, but if you have some stuff you really need to fix, go ahead and try that. If you do it late, the worst that's going to happen is you're just not going to be able to pull it up.
Oh, God. I guess this is it.
Okay, and then turn right, spam F through this. Crouch under here. This is another frame swap coming up. We go to the left, just before you run into him, go 30 for the push. As soon as you slip past, go back to variable. I'm always swapping my guns back and forth to double check things, get an inventory. Now our health is green here, so we should be good to survive a hit if this guy right here decides to smack us. He did not hit us, okay. And we're just doing walking simulator for a little bit. I would skip all this, but I guess it's kind of important to know where to go. Go this way. But the reason we do our menuing like this is it just works out so nicely coming up for the Lucas section. Alright, so just tag the corner of the elevator basically, just kind of bump into it and then flip. You'll see the phone icon pop up. That's how you know you got the checkpoint. Or the trigger point rather. Then we go down this way, stay straight to go get the lockpick. So turn this left, tag it, and then flip it down a little bit, down left, and you can get the lockpick out like so. You can do all that a lot more fluid. Then we go down this way. We're about to do another frame swap coming up, and you have time when this machine room door opens in a second. It opens really slow usually, so you have time to check your inventory and make sure your cursor's in the first empty slot in your bag. So as this is opening, we can do a quick tab here, like so. We can verify our cursor's in the right spot, like so. And then once you get about right, say when your cursor gets right past this little stone here in the floor, is about when I go for the frame swap to 30, and then veer right here. As soon as you're past him, go back to variable, hug the right here. I sort of aim extra down here for this pickup, because I don't want to get the coin. Be careful spamming there after the key, because I'll probably get the coin. There's like an extra heal right there to the left if you want it. Alright, spam through here, move your cursor to the lockpick. I was a little close interacting with that door, so it's a little awkward. Alright, so there's 2 bullets here. Shotgun shells here. And we're going to insert the lockpick, move our cursor back to the snake key, get the 15 bullets here, have your shotgun ready, and shoot this guy about there. You have plenty of time to line that shot up. Okay, now get your regular ammo out here. And all you gotta do with this guy, you can sort of aim early here, pop him in the face like so. Nice and easy shot. Wrap around here. Our cursor should already be moved to the snake key. Spam for that. You don't have to move your cursor here yet. Now we're gonna go right. We're gonna open this door. You can actually interact with this book through the door. So turn it just a little right and spam F twice, like so. You can kind of space those inputs out a little bit. Interact with this. Move it left all the way to 1015. Spam F. Flip around. We don't actually have to go down there since we did the out of bounds and got the red key card early, but you still have to do that for a trigger. And here we can spam F again. And now you can see what our inventory is like. Basically, either you're going to have an empty slot here, or this is going to be where your blue key card's going to go. But all we need to do at this point is, while this is unlocking, move our cursor down to the red key card. And then the blue will always be here or here with the pickups we do. So open this. You can see how clean the menuing is. It's really nice. Tag that with F after you flip it backwards. Get up next to this ladder. This is a shadow puzzle I would say is the hardest in this run. So, like I said, if you don't actually insert it, it's really easy to practice. You can just do this and cancel out. But basically the inputs I'm doing for the peachy version is to go straight up with my mouse to line it up about so, and then hold D a little bit and line it up like that. A faster way you can do it, which I'm not very great at, is to move your mouse up and right a bit, maybe between 1 and 2 o'clock, and then flip it left like so, but I didn't do it exactly right. So maybe about 1:30 like that, and then flip it. You can see how close we got there. You just kind of got to get a feel for it. Maybe a little less, and then turn it. So you're moving upright with the mouse at a certain angle, and then you move the mouse left to readjust it like so. But doing all that in one fluid motion would be optimal. Something like that, right? So yeah. Just practice the shadow puzzles. Don't actually insert them for a while. Just do it over and over. Keep canceling out, and you'll get really efficient at them. Move up just a little bit here. Grab the blue key card. And let me pull up my menu to show you. See how the key cards are right next to each other? It's really ideal. Okay, then we go back down. Okay, we have 2 four-legged moldeds coming up. out in the yard, and we want to basically use 1 shotgun shell for each and try and kill them. If you don't kill them, it's okay as long as you're relatively fast with your keycard inserts, but basically run like this. Let's see how this goes. So we pop him, and we pop him, perfect. Reload your shotgun, and then we do F, F, F down F. Make sure you're a little more towards the red key card, and that way you don't have to move. You can just do it all in one motion without having to readjust. While this takes a couple seconds to load, you can actually, if you want, move your cursor a little early to your key there. There are 5 bullets here to the left. You can grab those for free and go in here and talk with Lucas. After the TV explodes, just run through here. I keep my reticle about middle of the door, about here-ish, and then as I'm turning in, shoot those 2, grab this herb, go wide here because there's a tripwire right there. So I hug the wall, go around here, grab these bullets here so you kind of like flick grab like you did earlier. I like to crouch here, shoot that, because there's a tripwire right there. So I crouch under. As I'm dodging this one, I'm shooting that one underneath, and you can go around here, hug this part. There's a tripwire right here, so be careful. Okay, so we do this, grab the gunpowder, use this box, grab that. Do not shoot this box here because it explodes. Here you want to kind of hug the right of the door and then turn and block right after. Like so. Then interact with this. Okay, this part I like to hold sprint, but don't actually hit any directions yet. I'm spamming cancel when I get control. I'm holding sprint and spamming cancel on my mouse without actually hitting any directions until I let go.
Take a chance.
So cancel and then go. You can grab this herb if you want and then go here. Key, key, crank, arm. Use the herb. Move to lockpick. Grab these shotgun shells. And we go. Yeah, make sure you're on the lockpick there. Go through this door, go through this door. You can sort of free aim this without ADS. I kind of hug this wall and shoot about there. If you miss it, just fire again, that's fine, or you can crouch underneath it. Swap to your shotgun. You want to shoot this guy. Grab this. Shoot this guy, grab that. If you get stuck here, you can swap to 30. Go ahead and start reloading your shotgun. Go back to variable. Reload your neuro, it's very important to do this now. Insert the lockpick, move down to an empty slot, shimmy just a little bit right. Go too far, you won't be able to pick it up. This quick drop happens naturally. You're just kind of running towards the stairs like so. We're gonna do the ADS trick here, hopefully efficiently. Like ADS, spam F, so. And then if you moved your cursor early, use your momentum here to insert the battery. Shoot that box. Shoot this box. Reload to enhanced. Pick up the supplements. Swap to your neuro. Hit both of these guys with the neuro here. Shotgun, shotgun. And then block. Pick this up while you're waiting. Block. And then interact here. You can reload that. Reload regular. Make your heal. Combine this. Move this up here. I'll move this here. Move this to the 3rd slot. Okay, so pay attention here. If you have these first 3 rows filled up, which is pretty normal, when you get to the part before Jack 3, you basically want to have your cursor on row 4. If you have a +1 here, you're going to want your cursor on 5. And then you always want your lockpick 3 back, so 1, 2, 3. From if you had a +1 item here, for instance, you would put your lockpick here, and say you had like some bullets here or something. So 1, 2, 3. But always put your lockpick 3 back, and then pay attention to if you have the 4th row taken up at all or not. If you don't, go 4th row later. If you do have a +1, go 5th row. And that'll make more sense in a little bit. But for now, just keep your cursor here, like so. As we're running, we can reload stuff. Like so. I'm gonna reload my flame rounds. And do this. And since my health's a little low, I'm gonna pick this up and then use it immediately so it doesn't mess up my inventory. So you can see we're still clean there. Alright, this part, you're gonna wanna move, double tap, basically. So let's try that. So I move my hand off my mouse once I'm in range here, F, and then I go FF, left with my right hand on the arrow keys, and just keep double tapping like so. Then cancel out. For the keypad, go down, down 1, up 4, down right, down 0, up, 8, down right, enter. For the diagonal movements, you can actually hold it down as well. You can get about right here. You can see the little wire on the floor. I get maybe a little over halfway up it. And then I'm in position to grab this and turn around. All you have to do here is trigger the shower. And you can just mess around for a bit. But move your cursor to the candle as well at some point before this.
Play a little game. All you gotta do is light the candle and put it on the cake.
Kiss my ass.
Ethan, language. There are children in the building. Somewhere. I think. I'm not
As soon as you hear him start laughing is about when you can insert, or you can interact there. And then 3 clicks is when you can insert this part. And then run over to the door. You can spam F here. You don't have to worry about your momentum or anything. You just spam the whole time. Move your cursor down 1 while you're waiting. Open this. Okay, for this puzzle, you can go up or down 5 each time. So as soon as you interact with it, hold down 5 clicks, and then I like to focus on letting go completely and moving to D each time. So 1, 2, 3, let go. Just keep doing that. And then insert. Pick this up. And this is a flush interaction if you do it right. Oh, that's good enough. And this is another part you don't have to worry about momentum, just sort of spam F. And the momentum will actually help you there. Same here, you don't have to worry about momentum. Now if you're using the auto splitter, which most people do, this part, if you have the auto split set for the bomb, the time bomb, you want to pick it up first so it's consistent for your splits, but I don't use this split, so I just open this up first. Yeah, you don't want to pick it up as soon as it drops in that case. Okay, remember our inventory at Fat Moldeds where there's only the first 3 rows, so we want to go 4th row in that case. Keep our cursor right there. Move up against this wall, and then turn and wait. Hold down sprint and get ready to run. And go. And spam F here. Now spam F as you're turning here, and I'll open the door and open the chest at the same time. Now what you do here, you can see where our cursor is, right? Where we left it. Go left, up, and then I explained the keybinds early on in this guide. I have F and V both bound to pick up. So you can alternate spam those like so. Go all the way up until you get to the crank, like that. Spam all the way through it. As soon as you're done, move back right. You can see our cursor memory. It still remembers this row, right? So we can just hold right and go all the way to the crank, which we're going to need in a second, which is really nice. And then you can see position 3 back at the Fat Molded for the lockpick puts this perfectly here. Like so. That's why we do that. So anyway, let's go. Gonna need a couple of shotgun shells here, so you can just spam F if you have this placed properly. Now the way we picked up our guns, they're a little bit out of position here. The shotgun's 3, which is normal, but the grenade launcher's 2, which is normally 4, and the pistol's 1, which is normally 2. So it's a little weird, but you don't really have to do much with it because you pretty much just need your shotgun for now, and you'll need your pistol in a second. But you'll be able to fix that before the Jack 3 fight happens, so it's fine. Right, try and go for kind of a flush interaction here if you can. But you'll get a feel for the interactions after you do it for a while. Alright, let him aggro a little bit. Let him scream. Hear that second scream, that ugh thing he did? That's what you want to kind of wait for to make sure he doesn't have iframes. This guy, I sort of aim down and watch the timing of my shot. It's kind of hard to explain this one. Just go straight and then... boom. Okay, so when we walk in here, shoot that box, and then we know where our cursor is going to be, so we can go straight up and insert that. Grab these two, like so. Grab this gunpowder. Grab these two. Shotgun shells. Ammo. Okay, double check that the shotgun and flame rounds are reloaded. Kind of run just to the left of Zoe.
Zoe? Zoe,
Not now. We don't have the time.
Okay, you have a little bit of time to kill while Zoe's making the serum.
right here. There should be enough.
So you're gonna want
If we
to
make
mess
them
with your
fast
inventory
enough,
and shoot some boxes.
Father and Lucas aren't far away.
He's coming. Daddy's coming.
Good. There's enough for two.
You turn here, shoot where you hit both of them, reload to your enhanced. Now we want to make Nero. Move our guns in the right position, like so. Combine
Let's go
this,
that side. We'll take it through the swamp. But
and then swap to your flame rounds. Okay, look at the top of our reticle. You see it's just the top of her feet. Move up a little bit more than that, about here-ish, roughly. And then you look up where her face is at the top of your screen, like so, and that's about where you want to interact with her.
hey,
That's just one of those efficient interactions. Okay, for the Jack 3 fight, our opener is going to be flame round, shotgun, shotgun, and then a 2 or 3 enhanced, depending, sometimes even 4. When we get to stagger, we're going to immediately reload our pistol and then swap to our shotgun and reload. It's very important on any % Madhouse when you don't have the stabilizers to do this cleanly and efficiently, because if you take too long, the fight gets really chaotic really fast. So just try and be really efficient with your reloads here. So let's try this first part. So flame round, swap to your shotgun. 1, 2. Okay, immediately reload. Go over here-ish. Reload your shotgun. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Swap to your flame round. As soon as you can shoot, shoot that. His eye there. Go this path here.
Getting old, Jack.
Go here. Pick up everything as you're running. Wait for your shotgun to reload, and then drop. Shoot there. And then I'm going to shoot again in the same spot. Reload to Neuro. Enhance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to Neuro, wait just a second, shoot his arm, reload the Neuro. Shotgun, shotgun. You can pick up these while you're running if you want. Shotgun, shotgun, enhanced, enhanced. Reload your shotgun. I run wide here to not get ladder memes. Shoot this. That. This should die in 1 now. And then reload as you're running. And then reload the flame. Make sure your flame is loaded and ready to go. You shoot immediately, hit him. 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go. You can reload everything now. You're not going to need any surplus ammo anymore, so you can actually go through and delete. Well, keep your shotgun shells, but everything else, even the enhanced,
I've seen everything.
you don't need it anymore.
Ethan, this way.
That's completely unnecessary unless you're really squeezing out precious milliseconds.
Use the serum on him.
The only thing it affects really is whenever you pick up your items after you get control of Ethan again later. It's just one less thing to spam through when you're picking up the items from the item box.
Are you all right?
As soon as we inject
Mia's waiting for us.
whatever our wife's name is, As soon as we inject her, I'll skip ahead.
I had to use one of them. There's only
So
one
sort of
left.
look at Mia whenever you get control and look down just a
There's only
touch
one
and spam F for this.
There can't just be one left.
What the hell are we gonna do now?
About so. Okay, when you get control of Mia, just take part in the walking simulator for a little bit.
Ethan?
Okay, for this part here, whenever you get control of her again after this animation, you want to kind of run to the right and wrap around, otherwise you're going to get stuck. So, kind of run about this way, and then wrap around like so. To get past a little quicker. I might legit skip ahead a little bit here, so you don't have to suffer through this. Okay, so here I look down, and once I get to the hat, roughly, is where I flip, like so. I flipped a little early there, but around that spot. And then keep your cursor on slot 3 here. You can do another quick drop here. I never go for this one though. I just do this.
Is there any weapons on this ship? I don't know, but let's go this way. Maybe we can get out of here.
And again, I think I mentioned this before, but when you're crouching through an area like this, you don't need to hold sprint. Doesn't change anything. You can just hold forward. I like to turn a little bit for this drop. Okay, this part, pick up the chem fluid as you're running past. Sort of hug the right here a bit, tap F twice. Get hit, because this game is awful. Tag this cabinet as you're going in, grab the bombs, grab the herb. And this, do that, go through here. Sometimes he hits you, sometimes he doesn't. We'll just deal with it. You can kind of get a cool interaction spot here where you don't have to move, but let's see if I can actually do it. Yeah, we didn't have to move.
What?
Okay, when you get control of Mia, you can go ahead and pull out your gun for a lineup coming up. She's gonna pull up her codex here, just keep holding sprint to bypass it as quick as you can. Hang left here. Now for this lineup, I pretty much, when I stand up, I try and line up my unaimed reticle roughly on this part of the oven, wherever this thing is. Looks like an oven. But yeah, I line it up about there. And then I turn as soon as I can to open this door, mainly just the left one, and then turn left, and as soon as you tap F there, flick your character and start running this way. That's the Allen one skip. Get that chem fluid there. Get this herb. Now this part you want to tap the elevator button. I like to keep going straight here and go ahead and get the extra ammo because you have time to kill here while you're waiting on the elevator to come back, so. Okay, for this part, these little parts here in the elevator, I like to line up on the fourth one over on this left side. Like so. Flip around, wait, try and blow them out, and then you can kind of move forward and tap F. And then go ahead and make a heal. Now for the cursor position, probably here is good. It doesn't really matter too much. Okay, if he swings, you can sort of wrap around tightly, try and avoid him. Pick up this herb, pick up this. And go to his left, it seems a little bit safer. Pick up these bombs, go through here. Now this part can get pretty sketchy because he can block you if you're not fast. Keep running, So everybody's being really nice. They'll probably make up for it later. Okay, now we're gonna pick up the chem fluid here. I'm just gonna pop that once, pick that up, then interact here. And just, you can just tap F one time when you get in range here just to pick up one corrosive. Like so. And let's see where our cursor is. Okay, move right one. Yeah, depending on what you're gonna, what you know you're gonna pick up there, you can plan ahead and position your cursor in a way
No, Evie, I'm
so you
not
can
mad.
make it more optimal. But there's a lot of stuff that can happen here. I want to show you roughly where I turn around here. About halfway up the second tier, I guess you could say, is when I flip. Watch, so about right there. That's when I flip Ethan or
I
Mia.
want a house, and I want you to be my mommy.
Okay. Evie.
Careful not to heal before
Evie,
this
wait.
call right about this area, because if you heal before that call comes in,
Yes, but she ran
the
off.
heal's going to
She's
interrupt the
making
call
more
and it's
friends
going to
now, and
last
those
longer.
things are
So
everywhere.
just be mindful of stuff like that. But you can just walk around in circles for a second. Okay, this part gets pretty spicy. Keep in mind your remote bombs, to detonate you press R or your reload key. So we're gonna try without frame swapping here. Ow. Nice. That just happens. This is the boat, everybody. Close those two doors. I'm gonna go ahead and make the other heal as well. Okay, I'm gonna try and sort of slip past this guy, so I'm gonna go 30 here. Let's see what happens. I'm placing both bombs. Nuking both of those big ones there. And then I'm pulling out the gun. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this other heal. Tap that button. Get ready to shoot this guy if he survived. I think one of them survived at least. Okay, move your cursor to slot 3 like so. Okay, and then move in and hit 3. And you don't need to reload. I mean, you can, but you don't need your gun anymore. I don't really know where to stand here. I just get back a little bit.
Emergency safety lockdown system has been engaged.
Okay, this sort of elite molded coming up. He usually does an overhead swing, which I'd say is the bad attack. If he sucker punches you instantly, it's great, because you can just run around. But if he goes for the overhead, you're going to need to turn and block him. See, that's exactly what you want to happen. Yeah, if he does the charged attack, just as soon as you're sort of wrapped around him, just turn toward him a little bit and block about the time he's going to hit you. Otherwise, that attack can do some serious damage. And if you get criticaled here, you move slower. Or you get criticaled anywhere, obviously, you move slower. And he can take you from full health to critical. Because he'll like do the overhead swing and multi-hit you and just ruin your day. So yeah, just block it if he does that to be safe. You can actually
How did you get here?
wrap around really tight and avoid it completely.
She's out
I've
of
only done
control.
it like once though,
Without
so
the treatments, she's
practice that if you
deteriorating.
want to, but looks pretty tricky. Alright, let's skip ahead here. Okay, here, just run towards this guy. Alright, this cutscene coming up is the only skippable cutscene. So I put my hand on escape and F and up with the right hand and do it as fast as I can, like so. That was actually slow because I missed the button. Yeah, I just sort of hit escape with my middle finger on my left hand, up with my right hand on the arrow key, and then tap F with my thumb.
I remember.
Can we be a family like before?
Just flip around and open the door. Okay, so grab this, go to the elevator. And your cursor should be on slot 3 already. That way you won't have to move it for this interaction. You can sort of spam F here to double check it, because you can't actually insert till you're standing up. So like about right here. Make your heal, leave your cursor where it is. Make sure it's the first empty slot, whatever that may be. Hold sideways here, or left. Now climb up here with F. Now before you get an aggro range of this fat molded here, you want to go 60 FPS. This will avoid the puke. Beeline for the door. and then go back to variable. Now pick this up. So you want to pick up the corrosive and then the heal in that order. That way your cursor's on the corrosive for the insert coming up. Go in this door and go down. Get your remote bomb ready. Click to drop it, R to detonate. So new chem. And then you can kind of get to the right of this elevator and climb up. Go up one of the mini ladders in this game. Our health is pretty sketchy here already, but I'm gonna try and not heal. Okay, this is one of the most important interactions in the game. Use your momentum and spam it quick. See, the best way to learn what not to do there is to do it wrong, and you'll find out quickly how badly it can go. Here we're just gonna get to the cable as fast as we can. Start spamming F. And then cancel out and move our cursor, move this here and go here. Then I crouch down like so. So that way our cursor is on the cable and then we'll go down one for the fuse. I sort of hug a little bit extra right if he's still puking so I don't get puked on right there. He can chase you down this hallway, which he might do. I think he's chilling. Alright, you can hug the right side. If this molded on the ground is too close to you and you get stuck on him, you can swap to 30 FPS and squeeze past. Okay, and we drop here, and like I said, our cursor is on the cable, so we'll insert the cable first. Like so, and then we go down for the fuse. And then move your cursor somewhere in the right column, doesn't matter where at this point. And then spam for S2 when the elevator becomes active. If you wanted, you could move this over and then have this here in case you need to pick up an herb or something.
He's waiting.
Depending on how many heals you have and how confident you feel and how much time you need to save, you can or can't get this heal right here as well. I'm gonna grab it. Get your bomb ready. Remember R for detonate. So place it. Wait just a very small amount of time. Hardly have to wait at all, really. Just want to make sure he doesn't have iframes. Okay, as soon as I get up next to this guy, go 30, squeeze past. Probably gonna die here. Yep. Squeeze past this dude. Okay, this is why this boat is absolutely terrifying. But you don't have to worry about topping Mia off here. Her health no longer matters once you're past that. This is the third and final retry.
I need you to do something.
Once you get about right here, retry and start spamming F so you don't lose any IGT when it turns up. And we'll skip all this. Okay, once you get control of Ethan, do a little walking simulator again. Okay, once you get here, pick up this neuro to your right. Pick up this solid fuel right here. Skip through this, left, up, and then spam through with both F and V if you have them both bound. Like so. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and reload the neuro. And pull out the shotgun. Now skip this first guy. Shoot the second one. Shoot the third one. I like to go wide here while the elevator's opening, to sort of bait them out. Doesn't always work, but most of the time it does. Okay, I like to keep my cursor up to the top left so I don't have to worry about any momentum or anything like that, but although that won't even come into play. Go ahead and make your flame rounds as well and reload those. Get out your pistol and pop this trip mine right here. And get out your shotgun. Okay, this guy. Wait for him to aggro completely and lose his iframes and pop him in his face. This part I have a little trick I try and do. It doesn't always work, but most of the time it works out really nicely. I basically look up to the right, as soon as I see them molded in the frame, I start shaking my head back and forth, basically. So let's try that here. Like so. I don't know why it works, but it's really nice. Okay, and you can get out your pistol to shoot this trip mine here. Now, once we input the serum or whatever for the necrotoxin, whatever is going on here, you have time to go get the heal. So make sure your cursor, double check that it's on the item here, and then you can run over and grab this heal for free. You can also grab these shotgun shells for free, probably. Like so. You barely have time to get both, unless you're really efficient, but yeah, just get whatever you need, whatever you're running low on. If you're on easy right now, you could do a retry coming up. But Madhouse doesn't have a retry here. It'd be around this part right here. Okay, I almost always get hit there. Try and pop this guy. One of the most stressful shots in the game is coming up. Okay, here we go. See if we can hit this. Okay. I just took my time to make the second shot count. I'm gonna go ahead and heal once and cancel it. Yeah, I didn't want to risk, because if you miss both shots... Okay, let me shoot this guy first. Okay, you want to go 30 rounds here, and you can sort of crouch and then stand back up after he's done puking. Once you squeeze past him, go back to variable. Okay, so this part, I like to line up the bottom of my, like without ADSing, the bottom of my reticle on my grenade launcher with the sort of top right of the ladder. And I fire, watch when I fire roughly about right here-ish, and then I reload immediately to the neuro rounds. Talk to my pistol to shoot the bombs. And then shoot them both with the neuro. There are 3 trip mines there, and sometimes you get lucky and you knock out 2, even all 3 of them with the flame round if you get a good shot, so works out really nicely. Reload to your flame here. That part of the run can go so badly, so fast. Reload to enhanced. Okay, double check everything's loaded up. Look at all of our heals.
It's gone. It's
It
gone.
would never go this well in a real run. Okay, so this part, make sure you do not hit F at all at this door, else it'll close in your face and lose you time. So just don't press anything there. Okay, for Evelyn here, she's gonna do 1 explosion that doesn't do anything and get ready to block. About right now. Try and move to left to this wall, block again, and just run straight into her. You're basically using that wall to keep you from being knocked back too far. Okay, just a quick explanation of this. She's gonna have iframes for a little bit, but if you turn around as soon as you can and go grab the ammo in the corner and turn back around, that's close to whenever you're able to actually fire and hurt her. So that's just a heads up. So we'll turn as soon as she aggro's, pick up this, and we're gonna do flame, shotgun, and then this quick fire are enhanced. Like so. Just reload your shotgun just as a backup, but you only need about 4 bullets from your enhanced to finish her off here.
You're just a little boy.
You can actually get a 1 cycle here, which saves like 7-ish seconds. You gotta do quick firing really well, which I'm not good at, and for me it only works when I shoot her arm. So quick fire on her arm really fast. I'll try it here, I probably won't get it though. get 3. 3 is normal there. It's really hard to get that 4th shot off. But yeah, it saves a lot of time for what it is. Okay, this is the best phone call in the game. Okay, so after this call, just spam F for the Albert. And then here, all you have to do, don't touch your mouse or anything, just if you have Q bound or another key for fire, just spam that one key on your keyboard and it'll 4-shot her. But you just can't actually move your reticle anywhere, just do default firing there. And that's it, that's the run.